have with me Sasan from Enedis, Senior Advisor at Enedis. So thank you so much for joining me today. I know Enedis quite a lot. I've been working with you for many, many years, but maybe the audience doesn't know who is Enedis. So can you tell us a little bit more who is Enedis, what they do, and what do you do at Enedis?
Yeah, thank you, Samuel. It's always a pleasure to be here with Cisco family. So Enedis is main DSO in France, covering over 95% of population in France. We use a secure IP-based network and data to ensure grid reliability and also to accelerating digitalization and clean energy in France. So to put this in perspective, Enedis is operating over 2,300 primary substations, more than 800,000 of secondary substations, with many of them equipped with a control system from SCADA. And also we have our EMEA system that we are deploying in France with more than 37 million of households equipped with our solution.
So that's quite impressive, you know, and so maybe my first question would be, when we talk about scale, right? Because that's impressive numbers that you just shared. What does it mean for you? You know, when you start this project about connecting those sites, what does it mean? Well, scale, explain me a little bit the thought process for you.
So we designed our solution for scale from the beginning. You know, we knew that the solution had to be deployed in tens of thousands of sites. So the solution had to be industrial. And you know better than me that in such a project, the success would depend on repeatability, standardization, and automation. So during the journey, we had to deal also with PST and switch off.
Yeah.
So the problem was multiple, and the speed was really, really important. So zero-touch provisioning and also automation was the only way to do it, and eventually they became the foundation of our solution.
No, thank you for that. So you have been using Cisco Field Network Director to operate at this massive scale. Can you maybe explain the audience, you know, what changed for your team on a day-to-day operation? What does it mean to work with Cisco Field Network Director?
Yeah, actually the IoT FND brought us a way to onboard at scale. Mm. And we use it mainly for zero-touch provisioning, but nevertheless, it has been key to standardize configuration, to accelerate rollout, and also to reduce operational frictions. Mm. It wasn't always a journey, a shallow journey. You know, we had to deal with many problems as we were among early adapters for IoT FND and for IR1101 as well. But at the end, it was really key for that purpose.
Thank you. So obviously, you mentioned it, you deploy IR1101 at huge scale, managed with FND. So what are the gains? You know, what does it mean in terms of business impact for you, you know, that you have deployed this solution?
Yeah, IR1101 has been extremely reliable. Actually, we see very, very few maintenance, and operationally, this translates on fewer interventions, fewer truck rolls, and also faster recovery in case something does happen. Mm.
So, you know, you've been using IR1101 for your distribution automation, but I also know you have been deploying a lot of photovoltaic sites, mm-hmm. and you've been talking about virtualization of the RTU. Yeah. Tell us a little bit more about it, and what does it mean for you?
Well, we had a real field problem to solve in 3 months. So at that time, we had to come up with a solution in order to control low voltage photovoltaic sites because of the problem in transmission network. So as you know, for the small projects, the total cost is critical. So having 2 devices, one for communication and one for RTU, wasn't realistic. Mm. So we had basically 2 options, either we deploy a new RTU and rebuild everything, zero-touch provisioning, deployment process, or we could build on our proven methods, deployment methods. So having virtual RTU on Cisco devices led us to use this proven deployment method. And also it helped us to keep the footprint in one device, and also to simplify operations end-to-end.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. It's really our software now. RTU are becoming software running on a virtualizing that, and really having the efficiency at scale that is provided with Cisco FND and II-1. So, one last question before we go. Obviously, what's next for you? How do you see the architecture evolving over the years at Enedis?
As you know, we are connecting more and more renewables to the grid. And also we have to support the clean agenda for Europe and the national clean energy agenda. So with all the EV charging platforms that we are connecting to the grid, and also the heat pumps and so on. So observability and having control in real time are non-negotiable. So we need a new architecture that supports this kind of new use cases, moving to increasingly edge computing capabilities, the ability to host smarter logic locally, and also to have a secure automation at scale, and eventually having AI at the edge. So the goal is to keep the grid safe and stable, while we managing far more distributed assets in real time.
No, thank you. Well, I have to say, unfortunately, we have to give it back to Steve, but I want to say thank you so much, Sasan, for the partnership over the years.
Always a pleasure.